what's going on?
Peace, 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 peace.
Oh, this is Sharita C.W. Dela Cruz, and this is the Middlepage Podcast powered by Blast Music 24/7. We got our fam, our folk in the house, and we have a guest with us tonight, Yamasani. Tell us where you're from.
I'm from Michigan, right there in the back there, but I currently reside in Texas.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We got a little bit of the Midwest up and down, right?
Yes, most definitely.
All right. So tonight's topic is, can I get a drum roll? Because this is going to be really exciting. Wants and needs of middle-aged men in relationships. I did us a favor and brought it in for the men first because one, they always talk about we don't never care what they think. So we want to let y'all know we care what y'all think. Two, we got 3 men on our panel. So we have a really good range of opinions here. And I think between the 3 guys here and the 2 ladies on the side, we can definitely come to understand what the wants and needs of middle-aged men is, right?
No doubt.
Yes.
Hey, Sunshine, ask the guys a question. Anything, random.
You know, I'm stuck. You know how some things is just, I don't know why things are coming to me in such a comedic way, but you know, I was about to sing Eve's chorus. What y'all want? Say, but
hey, that was my first question. That was my first question. I was going to ask each of them briefly, what is it that y'all want?
Yeah, it's like, you know, I mean, that's the first way to get like to cut right straight to it, because we do have 3 different perspectives and they may want 3 different things. So it's about knowing who the person is in front of you, knowing their personality, and them being able to express what their wants are. And the issue a lot of times is on both sides. We don't know how to communicate that properly. So what is it that you guys want? Like, you know,
generally from women,
like, you know, generally, like from your perspective.
And just take a few minutes because we got a lot of ground to cover. So just take a few seconds to to a minute.
I'm ready whenever.
Go ahead, guest.
Oh, yeah,
yeah, come on.
Okay, you're gonna see me taking notes often. I'd have to do that to kind of stay on point. So you said you got to start with the person in front of you, right, Sunshine?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what we as men should do. Look in the mirror and know who you are first before we start asking what you want from somebody else. So that's the first thing. And I've done that and I continue to do that. It's a continuous evolution as long as you draw breath. So I would have to say what I'm looking for currently right now, and every man is different, but what I'm looking for, I have that, and I'm very thankful for that. A woman who's continuously trying to evolve. I don't care what the goal is, but aim for something and keep picking the same thing, right? Like, don't jump from this to that to this to that. And if I'm doing that, if I'm jumping from this to that to this to that, hold me accountable and have that uncomfortable conversation. Because if it's not uncomfortable, there's no evolution in it. There's more to it, but I'll leave it at that for now and get feedback on that.
Oh, that's a great start. Yes, Thank you so much. Martin.
Yes, ma'am.
What do y'all want?
Honestly, you know, he said it perfectly because you have to start with self first. And I think a lot of men and women, you know, don't start with self. They don't identify where they trying to go, where they trying to what journey they trying to take. For me, for myself, I start with my mind. I have to have peace in my mind. Because everything moves so fast on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? And especially when you're trying to, we don't cover a lot of topics from nutrition, food, and everything. You're trying to build your temple, in which is your body. I see a lot of one of my friends, they going through a separation, marriage issue, and they deal with depression. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, it's to me is I think when I was younger, I don't want to give my age out too much, but when I was little younger,
he's middle aged. That's all y'all need to know.
I'm middle aged, but
you get on my nerves. I don't want to give out my age.
He would amaze you if he actually told you.
Because if I say how old I am, people don't believe that.
It doesn't matter. I mean, you can't help it that you look 12.
Well, thank you. Well,
now you really gonna make him tell you.
I'm just saying. That's always my number for people who look younger than what I be like. You over here looking like you 12.
If I'm looking 12, I need to take these grown responsibilities back and go back to school. Completely, I'll take it any day. But no, I think having a peace of mind and self-awareness is the key. You have to have that in order to plan each day, knowing where you're going each day, knowing where you're going from the month to month, year to year, so I think just me personally, I think having a peace of mind and and building your strength within yourself, because there's so many forces out there, that you can easily get off track. So that's it for me.
All right, Troy.
Let me tell you, it's so easy to grab off of everyone from what they're saying, because a lot of it does make sense. And in my case, especially with everything that I'm going through right now, I want to have a sense of normalcy. And let me tell you why. I am going through a divorce. Trying to normalize that while trying to run a business, but still have to work at a place that you're not happy to work at, but you're doing it because you need the roof over your head. Mm-hmm. Going through hormonal issues because you're older now and you're trying to get that normalized. So you're just going through a lot of things. And right now, the only thing that sounds delicious is a sense of normalcy.
I like that. That sounds delicious.
Exactly.
He craves it.
Yeah, for everything to quiet down and you to feel normal. So that's my want at this moment.
Y'all gonna make me I just want to say I commend you guys for your answers. What men want, and y'all talking about normalcy, peace, constant evolution, constant self-reevaluation. That is very impressive.
I hope that other brothers are listening and paying attention, because
absolutely, because that's three men right there saying the same type thing. And we didn't even tell them to say that.
Exactly. The answers that they gave, literally, when you say self, everything, no matter what it is, should be self-reflection first. And sometimes when I tell you, people
really don't.
When they don't, a lot of times people mix up when they're in their head a lot, that they think that they're doing self-reflection. And a lot of times it's self-sabotage. So you gotta
come on, sister.
So like when I say literally, I don't know what's happening or what's going on, but for you to say, I have whom I want, I manifest, but then you in your head consistently, like it's almost like, yeah, I got what I wanted, but it's too good to be true. He or she got to be doing something else.
Syndrome.
You know what I'm saying?
Like they got imposter syndrome.
Like it's like oh my God, oh, he got to be doing something. No, this is too good to be true. She got to be doing something. That she doesn't say enough. He doesn't talk enough. You know, that communication barrier, or because one may not communicate in the nature or in the way the other person expects.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because all of our communication levels are different.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
but communication is communication nonetheless.
Yeah, communication is communication, but no one communicates in the same way. We all must learn the person in front of us, meaning self first, and then those that we are looking at. You understand? So it's like, but that constant mental battle, when we talk about mental illness, it's like, you know, are we doing a disservice to ourselves with the self-sabotaging? Are we honestly like healthy, you know, doing self-reflection? Because if at the end of that you end up being depressed, or, you know, you come out with something negative, something went wrong in that rehash process, if that makes sense.
It does.
I don't want to intrude, but
no,
there's so much going on here. So Martin, you touched on peace of mind. Mm-hmm. I think that, you know, I'm a certified health coach and I'm a certified personal trainer, so you'll hear me reference what I've studied and whatnot. But
and real quick, make sure you drop your information in the chat for the people, and say it again at the end of the show, so you can definitely let people know how to get in touch with you.
I'm Yamasani on all platforms. The best way to get in touch with me for those services, if anybody's interested in that, is Yamasani on Instagram. Same way it's spelled out right here. And just shoot me a message, and I'll get with you. We're super easy. You said peace of mind. I think that's one thing in all the studying that I've done, one thing across the board that all men need, even if they don't know that they need that, is peace of mind. And a woman that does not provoke the opposite of that. So, you know, that as long as that man has some goals and some direction, the woman should be supporting that. The goddess should be supporting that, and the man should be supporting his goddess as well, though. Yeah, that's a whole nother topic. I'm talking about supporting emotionally. Is you know, encouragement. Yeah, go do that. My goddess was just talking about doing a herbal course. We just talked about that. That's in line with health. There's no reason why I shouldn't say go do it. That's the first thing out of my mouth. Go do it. Get it. You know, do we have it financially? Go do it. So that she needs peace of mind as well. So that peace of mind was like crazy. You said no one said this yet, but physical exercise. The body's meant to move. And Troy, you were touching on adrenals, getting that in balance. That's what physical exercise does. Consistent physical exercise. It boosts the testosterone, which is directed to the mood. And consistency. You don't got to be nothing crazy like hit every day, nothing strenuous. You go walk. You go walk 1 mile every day.
You could do chair exercises.
You can do chair exercise. You can do 10 push-ups consistently every day. Just something. You know, and your body's going to tell you when to do more. That's another thing. We always try to do too much. Your body will get acclimated. It takes 4 to 6 weeks for your body to get acclimated to what you're doing to it, and it'll tell you like. You just end up doing 20 more push-ups. Like, dang, I ain't doing. So, but you know, and sleep. Sleep is very important as well. The recovery to allow the body to take in new memories, take in what you're doing to it. There's so much more, but I just wanted to drop that in there.
It's not even. It's Yamasani. Those are great inserts. We're just joking on our friend down there at the bottom. Sleep is his hobby.
Yamasami, you touched on one of my favorite things. Sleep. Man, you talk about I love my sleep.
Yep. I'm a little deprived. I ain't even gonna front. I was taking me a nap before. Well, I did my nap. I did just drive all the way back from Pennsylvania though, so you know, and then went right to work, and you know, and I was just like, look, I gotta give me a nap before I go on this podcast because that road after driving and doing all of that, and then and then coming back, and it's like, okay, I gotta get my balance back. And yes, the weather was beautiful, so getting out in that sun helped it. I was like, okay, let me go get my vitamin D. Let me let that hit me right there in the forehead. Get right.
Absolutely. So check this out, guys. We talked about what y'all want. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. How important is sex in middle-aged life? And everybody can take about 30 seconds to a minute to expound on that. And let me add, is sex important in middle-aged life? And do you believe that it's all about the physical intimacy? Because
sapiosexual me, please. No, it ain't all about the physical, because if it ain't right up here, the physical ain't gonna be enough.
Don't give no answers.
For the men's. This is for the men's.
Oh.
I just read an article about cholesterol. Is that
I love Yamasani.
Read an article about colostrum. Actually put a line about it in that track, Frequency Rise, the new track we did. And apparently, I started to do some more studying on it. Apparently, if you retain from having sex or releasing, right, a man, if he retains during the new moon of the when his birth date was in the new moon, apparently it will regenerate and basically give superpowers. And so look into that. But the main point that I'm trying to make about that is, I think sex is very important, but I think also controlling it is very important, and restraining from it just to prove that you can control it and to prove that it's not controlling you in your mind. It'll give you some mental prowess, some mental strength, some clarity. You'll get to see some other things that are important that you might be procrastinating on if you're not solely focused on that. So I think it's important, but I also think it's important to restrain from it and control it. Just like any substance, drugs, alcohol,
I apologize. I thought you were done. I'd like for Troy to follow behind you, because last week he spoke on, was it last week or week before last, that you said almost the exact same thing that he stated? I'd like for you to bounce off of him with that, because you were talking about not performing to the standard as you did when you were young and not having the expectation for yourself.
Exactly. I'm going to put it this way, and this is being fully transparent. As a younger lad, your boy was out there. Host status, I ain't going to lie.
Host status? You had a stamp?
Look, where are my pearls?
Hey, me and my homeboy said we are lucky social media ain't as big as it was then. So I'm just leaving it like that.
Okay.
But
there's quite a few of us that probably agree with you on that.
So I've heard a lot of people who, what is the word? Someone who's getting older, who's trying to regenerate their youth, faster car or whatever, younger girlfriend or whatever.
Cat daddy.
So
midlife crisis.
Thank you. That's the word. So in this case, lovemaking is what makes me feel youthful. And in that aspect also is that, going through these hormonal changes, things don't perform like they used to be when you were 20, 30, 40. You know what I'm saying? And there has to come a time where you either definitely look for help or you deal with what, the lot that you got. So in my case, like my brother Yamasani said, I'm definitely starting to try to pursue working out. I'm definitely starting to pursue, the information from my physician and someone that's, helping me make sure I'm doing the right steps to stay as healthy as possible. So to answer the question, is sex important to your boy? Most definitely. But I also agree that you do have to balance that and not just be hungry all the time, if you will, and just going after whatever.
I like
you
how he said hungry.
Got to be PG up in
You
this.
call it hungry?
Real
It's
quick,
funny-
so it's
funny
safe
you
to
said-
say.
oh,
So it's safe to say that men in middle age and growing toward a more seasoned aspect are disengaged, not because they don't desire, but because of ability and function.
It depends, because there are men who are more aggressive
Virile.
at age. Yes, because it really depends on where they're at health wise. But like TD Jake say, just because you're delivered from chocolate cake don't mean you don't like chocolate cake anymore. So it's just a matter of where you're at, in my opinion. And everyone does have a different perspective towards it.
Gotcha.
I will let you know that plant-based foods. There's a documentary that the name escapes me right now. But I can tell you for sure, with 100% certainty, plant-based, raw, like natural plant-based foods, not even necessarily raw, but like rice, and just you cook your spinach and cook the broccoli, and if you wanted to, but raw and just plant-based, period, increases your blood flow. And that is a direct blood flow situation to that organ or whatever, if you will.
So what about desire? So what about desire though? Yeah,
your desire, right? Your desire can be controlled by you, but even what I'm saying is, when you get the desire is natural. We're supposed to have the desire to recreate. So like when you get the desire and you're gonna go through with the act, if there's an issue with the blood flow to that area, plant-based foods, low in cholesterol, will extremely increase the blood flow to that area, is what I'm saying, because arteries aren't clogged up, everything's flowing smoothly. And I'm going to think about that documentary. I'll let you know about that, and not trying to convert anybody this way or that way, because everybody is different. But I'm just trying to give you some scientific facts there, that if that was the situation, it's a blood flow situation, and that type of food, plant-based food, will increase that tremendously. Because I'm 40, so I mean, and there's no issues. It's just complete blood flow,
I know that's right. And we appreciate that, because that's the thing. Some men don't want to talk about it, don't want to approach it, don't even want to talk to their homeboys about it. We don't know what goes on at the barbershop, but we do know y'all get facials and pedicures now. So, maybe you're talking about these things. Martin, is sex important in middle-agedom? And if it is it a part of the mind, or is it more physical?
Well, I had this, while y'all was talking, I had this little quote in my head, where a healthy mind will have, you will have a healthy soul, strengthen your soul. So therefore, like the things that Yosami and Troy was saying is pretty much true. It's important, but at the same time, it depends on where you at, mentally, physically, spiritually. So I try to spiritually cleanse myself, keep my mind fresh, where I won't get off track, because it's easy to have urges, it's because we human, what I'm saying? So that's natural. But by doing the right things that like having the healthy blood flow and stuff like that, because certain fruits also could give you, like I heard watermelon is one thing that can help have healthy blood flow, for men, especially. There's medication that can trigger certain aspects, like especially if you hypertension or having high blood pressure, you want to seek your doctor and That's why for me, I kind of like my years being in Seattle conditioned me to being on a Mediterranean diet. So where I continue, I have to say that knowing the things that I know, the way I eat, and even though I might have a sweet tooth, but I don't allow it to overtake what I want, how I'm trying to control my body. Now, even though I work a lot, but we do have a gym here. So I try to, on my days off, go in there, either if it's just walking, riding the bike or whatever, to just continue to get blood flow going through my whole body, not just in one particular part of my body, but through my whole body. So I think it's important. Sex is important, but at the same time, it just depends on where you at. If that's your main focus, if it's not your main focus, then, I think there's other aspect to bring you full circle.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Great answers, guys. Sunshine, would you like to add anything before we get to the next question?
Well, y'all know some of our vices when it comes to that alcohol, that brown, is the culprit. And a lot of us, women and men alike, love that brown, that Hennessy, that cognac. And, being...
Look at Troy.
Being in the, medical field and having that training, that plays against the man. It's like the ED issues. A lot of the issue is because of the drinking and more so the darker liquors. Also, when you're talking about blood flow, a lot of people, but, keeping it with the fellas, like a lot of them don't know that could be early signs of having kidney issues as well, because your everything, that's a process. Your high blood pressure, your kidneys, your heart, that's all connected, even though people try to make it seem like it's not. I remember working as a tech, in the medical industry, they're always coming up with new things and new reasons why this. But there was a way that, some people would come into the clinics like overweight, and they would just immediately try to take all that fluid off, and not realizing that, one, the body, when they come into dialysis, they're already doing something that the mind and the brain, it's not telling the body to do. So your body is already trying to compensate for a process, meaning your treatment, that the body is not normally prepared for it to be like that. Your filtration to be done that way. So that's one way that your circulation is attacked. Your heart gets overworked. So, they have to do it in pieces now. They later found out when you go through that and try to take all that weight, you're messing with the heart. You're causing the heart to work overtime. People who already have high blood pressure, when they're on treatment, you're also causing, either, depending on the person's body though, you can either cause them to bottom out, which I've had to bring a lot of people back, or you can cause their blood pressure to skyrocket, almost to the point that they could have a heart attack right there at the clinic. So a lot of those things, it could be like telltale signs of something that the fellas just aren't doing for themselves medically, and it might not be alcohol related. It could literally be your kidney functioning is going down. So having overall wellness is the number one factor, period, across the board. It's so many of y'all. I'm literally going through this with my dad right now. He was just diagnosed with cancer, but he didn't tell anybody. So driving up the PA and seeing him for the first time since he's told us, it was shocking, because my father is now smaller than me, and he hasn't even started treatment yet. So it's because he didn't properly take care, the things that I saw, I was trying to curve last year when he came to visit. And now that everything came to a head, everything that I was trying to do mic? Whose mic is doing that?
That's super weird.
Yeah.
I be hearing something like a train coming through, and then I heard that's weird.
Yeah, I think that was Veep's mic. It happened a little earlier when we was backstage.
Thank you for sharing that, Sunshine.
Yeah, so y'all got to be honest with your health. That's also should be on the list of things that y'all want.
I'm glad you led into that. Martin, you were talking about watermelons and blood flow, I believe. I was just coaching somebody on this. Lycopene is what makes the watermelon red and the tomatoes red. And it also aids in recovery, like tremendously after working out. It aids in recovery. And it lowers the risk of prostate cancer tremendously, which all plant-based foods do. But I just had my prostate checked for the first time. They were like, "Oh, you don't need anything. You don't need a check." I'm like, "Well, check it, because I'm proactive, not not reactive. I don't care when you're gonna tell me I need it."
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna look at I check my own body. I get my blood work done all the time. Look at my stuff, see what I'm low on, see what I need to do this or whatever. You know what I mean? So yes, the health is gotta stay up on your health. Get your blood work done. When you go to your physicals, get the blood work done for everything, right? Because they're not gonna do everything unless you ask them, like vitamin D, all that stuff, calcium, omegas, HDL, LDL, like all that stuff. Get it all checked out.
No doubt.
So it is the midway point of the Middlepage Podcast. We always take the time to enjoy. I just wanted to find a good word because I have never heard anyone that was not enjoyable on the last artist of the week. Who do we have this week, V?
So this week, my man Yamasani has brought a new song to us. And this is Yamasani, Aaron Odom, and Derez. And this is called Frequency Rise. Let's check it out.
I speak with my eyes, talk with my heart. I'm uncommon, I'm a comet, how I walk with the stars. Feet to the ground, I reach to the sky. Speak when they streak across and they show me how the frequency rise. I speak with my eyes, talk with my heart. I'm uncommon, I'm a comet, how I walk with the stars. Feet to the ground, I reach to the sky. Speak when they streak across and they show me how the frequency rise. This is my crescendo. I didn't know my mind was a pencil until I took the time to define that I am more than a skeleton on a peloton, on a skeleton, running marathons, don't compare to none. Cause I'm really just keeping up with my own pace. You breathing with these demons, that's really why you throw shade. I had to battle my own shadow clones, burning L's and taking shots of liquor when my dad went home. I wasn't at my lowest, I was baritone. Styrofoam got me singing off key. I lost G's, investing in others, lost dreams. That taught me the top G was OD. My homie, I only owe me. Slowly I came to the conclusion that fables were congruent with the labels I placed on the wrong human. The moment I saw through it, I split myself open. Now the true me can walk through it. I speak with my eyes, talk with my heart. I'm uncommon, I'm a comet, how I walk with the stars. Feet to the ground, I reach to the sky. Speak when they streak across and they show me how the frequency rise. I speak with my eyes, talk with my heart. I'm uncommon, I'm a comet, how I walk with the stars. Feet to the ground, I reach to the sky. Speak when they streak across and they show me how the frequency rise. With nonchalant grace, they get my attention like about face. They told me not to clout chase and sitting on the couch waste your essence. They told me not to joust hate without faith is reckless. The mouth makes the questions and colostrum is precious. Attention of the seed puts an end to all the fatigue. If you're not intrigued, then this comprehension's out of your league. First you gotta be stay, then you gotta believe, then you gotta be great, then you gotta receive. It told me I was blocking my blessings by not collecting what's headed in my direction. Embedded in my complexion is the melanin that Yakub had. But his dissension was his downfall. Universal law takes no exceptions. They told me stay ready to build and gave dimensions. A great investment to break chains of a pagan presence. They told me everything was gonna change when I came to Texas. Now I'm about to blow like nose from chest and nasal congestion.
I speak with my eyes, talk with my heart. I'm uncommon, I'm a comet, how I walk with the stars.
Feet to the ground, I reach to the sky. Speak when they streak across and they show me how the frequency rise.
I speak with my eyes, talk with my heart. I'm uncommon, I'm a comet, how I walk with the stars.
Feet to the ground, I reach to the sky. Speak when they streak across and they show me how the frequency rise.
Yes, indeed. That was Yamasani, Aaron Odom, and Derez with Frequency Rise. And if you are an independent artist or even up-and-coming comedian or spoken word poet that would like some exposure, you can go to blastmusic247.com and register as an artist for free and be a part of the family. That is blastmusic247.com, changing the industry one artist at a time. What y'all think about that song?
Beautiful as usual. I can't wait. Can't wait for the visual.
Like that put me like out. Like also going back home, I got to see my peoples. You know, I'm always rocking the fresh clothing line. But my peoples I grew up with, like, you know, that's pretty much right on line. Like, you know, everything I was just zoned out. Like, yep, let me tell bro to check this out, because you know they do music as well. So it's so calming, and it's at the same time like you go on a trip.
Yeah.
Like, you know I'm not sure how everybody likes to enjoy their music and stuff like that, but I like music, poetry that gives me imagery. You know, if it makes sense. Like it takes me somewhere. And I was just like, damn, yep, I like this. I was on a nice beach somewhere vibing real quick, even though I'm right here in Charlotte, you know, but the music took me somewhere. I love that.
No doubt. No doubt.
Mm-hmm. That's why I can't wait for the visual, because if it's audibly pleasing like that, I already know that you're going to make it beautiful.
You guys talk about a video yet, Yamasani?
June. I'm going to Florida in June.
See?
I'll take the Kings. I got the
You're already going to make it visually
for
pleasing.
University. We're gonna shoot a video, and then we got some more stuff we're gonna record out there. So
wait, June when? Because me and my cousins was discussing going down to Florida in June, taking the Royals down there.
The 27th, I believe. Let's exchange information.
Look at that! My little cousin's birthday is the 28th, and they talking about going for his birthday. Look at that!
Information when we done. I'll just shoot you when we going.
Oh, I sent you a friend request on Facebook too. So just so you know. Okay,
bet. I will. Okay. I will take care of that.
Let me know, Yamasani. You coming to Orlando?
Yep. The 27th of June. I got to get with.
Yeah, I guess we linking.
Let's link up. ain't no I guess. We got to link up.
I'm talking about Veep. I guess we linking.
Yeah, he's coming into my neighborhood, so most definitely.
Let's do it.
Bet.
All right. Oh yeah, we're back with the Middlepage Podcast. We were talking about the needs and wants of middle-aged men in relationships. We've gotten a lot of great input. The guy said you got to look at yourself, men. You got to look at yourself as well as the person that's in front of you. You have to be constantly evolving with that person, and that person has to be constantly evolving with you, interacting and being present in one another's lives. Create peace in your life, have a sense of normalcy with your life, prevent self-sabotage, make sure you're physically taking care of yourself and getting sleep. These things contribute to a better you, therefore you can attract a better person. I didn't make that up, I just said that.
That was beautiful.
So yeah. Bars. So I want to ask the guys, and mind you, these men are middle-aged men. They're seasoned men. It's not scripted. We just want to get a consensus about what men think. We got 3 men on our panel, so that would be a really good idea of what a lot of men would have in their heads in regard to relationships. Now, middle-aged men, do you desire to be in long-term relationships, or are you just dating these days? No, let me back up. I just had it. I had that question right there, but I'll just go ahead because the dating one is going to be funner. How do y'all feel about dating younger women? Do you want to date younger women, women your age, or older women?
I'll go ahead.
As far as you guys and your wants and needs and what you're trying to contrive from the person that you're asking of these wants and needs.
I'll speak on that. You know, when it came to dating, I had to make sure they were at least in the same barcode as me, area code, because as we see in this generation, they think totally different than us. So to have to try to have that tug of war, that is just way too stressful for me.
But some guys want younger girls.
Well, those are those that are, going through that midlife crisis, opinion. That's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But
try to overcompensate.
Exactly. But for me, I want to be able to reminisce with someone that's been through some of the things I did. Talk about some of the songs that I grew up in school with that they did, Talk about their favorite Saturday morning cartoon that they used to enjoy. You know what I'm saying? That there's something you can relate with. And in that relation, there's a great bridge of communication that takes place. Like, what's going on now? I'm learning the beauty of dating long-term in a relationship and not just periodically. Because what I found for me, that person that I was interested in, when I keep dating them, going out to movies, going out to restaurants, going dancing, going wherever together, and always having conversation and laughter and stuff like that, it is building some amazing memories. Exhibit A, the young lady that I have met with Valentine's around the corner. We didn't do Valentine's Day because we met on the 11th. So the 11th, this Saturday, was the 11th that passed. We went out then. And let me tell you, Olive Garden was empty. And because it was empty, it was more private.
Look at the joy on his face.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I'm sitting here cheesing hard for him if he ain't. Shout out to Dimples on deck.
So we had a wonderful time. We really did. And because of opting to do Saturday instead of the love day, if you will, we made something that was probably trash to others, a treasure to us, and it was beautiful.
He writing poems and stuff too now?
Yes, he is. You forgot.
Trash to treasure.
No, come on with it, Veep.
Martin, do you think that dating scene is good or is it trash? We'll just use the young folks term. And then do you date? Well, excuse me, you don't have to use yourself for an example, but you think middle-aged men should date younger women their age or older, or?
Well, like Troy said, if you compensating for something, if you got a Ferrari and you're a middle-aged man, then you're looking for a younger woman. You're looking for a trophy girl. You're not looking for something serious. You're looking for something to fly by the night. As a mature, seasoned, middle-aged man, he's gonna want somebody that's roughly around his age. You know what I'm saying? Younger generation is a headache. That's all I can explain right there. It's a headache. It's more work than is worth. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, me personally, I'd rather deal with somebody that's close to my age, Even if you're a little 2 or 3 years older than me, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? I don't, long as we have that, like Troy said, you could build a conversation, you could build memories, you could build, you'll end up liking the same thing. You might touch on, especially when it comes to like music or sports or food or anything, you have that, childhood memories. You could both grow, talk about it. I personally, I don't have time. Me personally, I don't like my time wasted. That's just where I'm at right now.
There it is.
If you wasted my time, I'm not going to talk to you.
Because I can't get that back.
You know what I'm saying? So therefore, when I wake up in the morning, it's 5 o'clock. When I leave my house, it's 6 o'clock. If my time wasted between that hour, I can't get it back. You gave me a headache for a whole day. For 10 hours. So therefore,
I believe Martin because he be
my guy.
So I'm just telling you,
just the whole day.
And I think he take that personally. Like, you really wasted my time.
No, for real, I really do.
He's speaking to my spirit right now, so I feel him on that.
Like when I meet someone, I give my all to that person in there because I want them to have my attention. I want their attention. If you ain't giving me your attention and you on some bull crap, I'm looking at my wrist and I'm saying my time is being wasted. So therefore, if I don't call you the next day or text you the next day, then you pretty much knew what the results is later on down the line. If I say, for instance, Sunshine, I'm gonna use you as an example. If I meet Sunshine and we hit it off and great conversation and everything, and she's vibing and I'm vibing, then hey, the next date, and then hey, you never know where it goes. But if you sit here looking at the menu, seeing how much you could get off the menu, and you're not paying attention, and you're looking at your phone and
taking pictures of the plate.
Taking pictures of the plate and
not including my face in it, and I'm paying for it. Your plate might come before mine, and I'm still up there eating this salad. You know what I'm saying? And you was like, oh, this food is so good, and I'm like, here, okay, well, can you just like wait until I get mine so we can enjoy it together?
That lets you know that she ain't trying to bless the food with you. Like, what? Yeah. You ain't trying to bless the food with me. That means you ain't even blessing your food.
She probably sitting there just talking, popping, just to eat in her plate. Like, too bad your plate ain't here yet.
Yeah, popping.
Is that a real thing, y'all? Is that a real thing, men? Do you hear this amongst your folks at the barbershop? And I just use that as a man haven. What? The barbershop. Do y'all hear about these occurrences where women really just go out on dates for food? Or go out on
some that do that.
I'm getting the men's opinion.
But I'm just saying, it's to be true. You don't need the barbershop conversation, because those of us that don't operate like that, we be looking at them like, are you serious?
Yeah,
I just want to hear from a man.
Girl, it's true.
Yes,
it's terrible. It's all over social media. You see the memes. They done made memes about it. They having full-fledged arguments in groups about this.
Well, maybe I should clarify my statement. Do y'all have it ever happened specifically to a homeboy and you had a story, or to you?
It happened to me. I'm telling you,
what?
Sharita, I'm telling you, I got stories for days. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Make it quick, Martin. Make it quick. We want to hear it though.
One time, I went on this dating app and I met this lady in my area. Now she lives like 45 minutes. This was when I was living in Georgia. So we met. She said, "Hey, I want to, meet up with you, whatever." I'm like, "All right, cool." Boom, boom, boom. So we went to Red Lobster. So
whose decision was it to go to Red Lobster though?
Hers.
See, I already knew.
Hold
You know she ghetto when she said, "Let's go to Red Lobster."
Let's go to Red Lobster.
I'll say,
Lobster.
I'm thinking
Lobster.
conversation, a light meal. So my meal was light, hers wasn't. She was trying. When I tell you, my blood was boiling, sitting in that chair. I said I should be so ignorant and get up and go to the bathroom and leave and go to my car. That's how I was. I get irritated, pissed off quick because if you do stupid stuff, and this is the first time. This ain't like 2 or 3 times. This is the first time, and I was like. So she was like, "Oh, do you mind if I get something to go?" What? I was like,
in addition to what she bought at the table?
Yes. So I said, Martin, lesson learned. Don't do it again. And I never did it again. Never. So
I'm so sorry that happened to you. On behalf of the women's race.
I would say in situations like this, folks need to put disclaimers because everybody is not going to be that cognizant to whereas I'm going to tell you, if I go out on a date, I'm gauging off of the range. If you don't tell me what the range is, I'll say something slick like, what you getting?
I think
and if I hear, like, you know what I'm saying? If he's going through the menu, oh, I think this, okay, now I know how to gauge what my plate should be. You get what I'm saying? But again, that's that communication piece.
I think you should go Dutch.
Yeah, straight up and down.
Me
like, I have no problem doing that because
you know, that right there, I drink what I'm drinking. What I
want to eat, and I'm going to want to drink
and it takes the pressure off. It takes the pressure off.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm talking about go Dutch until y'all get to a place whether or not you want to actually spend a dime on this mofo.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
look, Sharita, I didn't have it so where, you know, then went somewhere and ordered something and planned and we was going Dutch, and then I'd be like, don't worry about it, I got it.
Because you was feeling the conversation real good, right?
I'm
that kind. I go to like Village Tavern in Greensboro. I cook for a living, or have, you know, in restaurants and stuff. And, you know, I know where the really good places are in the Triad where we live. And I'll sit here and want to go to the Chop House or go to LeBlanc, and the dude is on some, you know, and that's like, we're going Dutch.
Where did we go for your bachelorette night? Wasn't that
Green Valley Grill?
Green Valley Grill, like that was amazing.
Thank
sad
you.
that I lived in look, it's sad. I done lived in Greensboro for almost 10 years and didn't even eat there until it was her bachelorette party.
It's in the top 5 restaurants in the state of North Carolina.
And Veep, when I tell you, I can see why. Yes.
So one caveat I do want to add: if in case I invite you to the date, I'm not
paying.
Exactly. I'm not expecting you to Dutch.
But women,
but I got the tip.
Sunshine talk about it. Communication. If they're listening to you, they will hear that. I'm inviting you on the date. So therefore that means I'm inviting you. That means I'm picking the place, I'm paying for the food, and you know.
But I mean, like I said, I guess it's dependent on the person that asked you. But even in that same instance, I'm assuming did she ask you, Martin? Let's go out to eat.
We wanted to meet, and I said, well, hey, what do you want to do? You want to meet like downtown, walk around or whatever?
She should have, no, that's your communication piece right there. It was her. She wanted to eat. They should have went Dutch. She should have paid for her plate.
Exactly.
And the carry out.
She said, well, let's meet somewhere close, you know, because she said that she drove truck or whatever. I don't know if it was a lie or the truth.
So she should have been treating you.
She should have paid for the whole meal. Is she a truck driver?
Facts. You know what I'm saying? So we met there, and I
need him to write a dating book because this sounds juicy.
Let me tell you. And see, this is why I'm the way I am now. This is why I'm the way I am now.
Don't do my boy like that.
You know what I'm saying? I've been on dates before where it's been pretty chill, you know what I'm saying? And I have, you know, met some wonderful people, but you know, it just takes one little thing just to really, just to see it through.
Especially when you've been dating 40 years. Nobody got time for this.
Martin, like, nope. Peace, cut.
He don't play. He'd be like, I'd be like, Martin.
This is only jokes, Martin. This is only jokes. But if she sneezes in the
no.
wrong octave, nope, I gotta go.
I'm gonna tell you, my brother-in-law would tell you this. He's like, you don't keep alone, do you? I'm like, hell no.
That's that Gemini.
Me and my sister, we have a conversation. I'll be like, look here, I'm at the point in my life. If you ain't matching my energy, then you need to take your negative energy and leave my positive energy right where it's at. Because I ain't got. I don't have time for it. Look at here.
Say that again.
I'm on the verge of working on buying my own house. I have my own apartment, I have my own car, I have my own money. I work at BMW. So what can you do for me?
Let's talk about that. Pause. Right there. How important is that? We have 4 minutes roughly, and we're trying to get up under an hour. We've been trying to do this. We have wonderful, engaging conversation, but we have not yet to get up under an hour. We're gonna try. Real quick.
We need to do a special edition.
I want. Look, we can have a part 2. And that will be absolutely wonderful. Let me let Yamasani answer this question since he's our guest and he's been silent but enjoying. I see him smiling. What is it what is the middle ground for dating? And then like dating intentionally, you're gonna date intentionally. And then like Martin said, I'm on the man side, I got a house, a car, I got all of this, and these women are over here seemingly hopefully coming to the table. There it goes in. Coming to the table with stuff, right? How important is that to most men? I know it's important to Martin and to Troy and to yourself, but do you hear this mostly out and talking with men that, hey, man, I'm tired of these situations where they're not coming to the table with the same thing that they're anticipating for me to have? I mean,
so to answer that last question, because I was deferring. There was a lot said. I met my goddess. I was 33. She was 24, and she was on a whole nother level mentally. If you talk to her, you'll see. And that's why that worked. I wasn't trying to look for anybody. I was just loving myself, I was getting to know myself. I was dating myself. And that's that next point. Date yourself. Like, stop trying stuff. Don't try at all. Date yourself.
Go to vacation by yourself. Yeah. Be your own vacation bag. So I know that's right.
Can I get a mic drop on that?
If you're finding that it's difficult to meet people or you keep meeting the wrong people, you need to be loving yourself, because that means you're not ready universally for that next blessing to be given to you. The blessings are already ready. You got to get yourself ready for the blessing.
Oh yeah, my son.
It's gonna be that woman that you're looking for, and nobody's perfect. It's just gonna be the woman that's vibrating on that same frequency with you to build like you're supposed to build and create and manifest your purpose. If that makes any sense, but
it makes perfect sense. I felt that.
You said what is. For people bringing things to the table, this new question, could you please repeat that? The one that you did.
Yeah, I was stating how important is it to men for women to come to the table with the same things that they expect for a man to have.
And I think that's the biggest problem right there, is just expectations, just across the board, period. Expectations. Everybody waking up expecting something. Just do what you're supposed to do for yourself. Love yourself, date yourself, know yourself, bring yourself to the table, and don't look for what is being brought to the table. Look for the good-hearted person, because it can be somebody not bringing nothing to the table, but they're bringing pure love and purity, pure support, pure drive. They want to do something, but they just don't know yet. But you in a position to where you're doing things that are aligned with you, and they're inspired by that, and they're like, oh, you know what? I want to do this. So it might be a person not bringing nothing, but just themselves, their loyal, trustworthy self, and they needed you as inspiration. Now y'all can do something. So it could be many different situations. So I would say, stop expecting anything at all. Like. It might sound crazy, but don't expect anything.
Just let it flow.
To evolve.
That don't sound crazy. That sounds absolutely natural.
Yeah, make yourself valuable. Just you make yourself valuable, and everything else is going to already is going to come. Just real quick. So your body has the somatic and the autonomic system within your body. The somatic are the things that you control. The autonomic are what you do not control. You don't control your breathing and your heartbeat, right? The universe is the same exact way. So do the somatic is what you can do. Work out, do something every day, breathe every day, show yourself love every day. You know what I mean? Love yourself, self-care, do all of that every day. Eat right every day. The autonomic is what the universe is going to do for you while you doing that somatic part. All that expectations and I want this person, I want that person. Don't think about none of that. Just do the somatic and all that's going to come. I wasn't even thinking about her. I didn't have her in my radar at all. I was just trying to do my thing, you know. Met her. We was working at the grocery store. Met her. And then now we here. We got 3 kings. We doing what we do. I got a, good job. I'm working on other certs and everybody's situation is different, but I'm still right now not even focused on whatever she got going on. I'm just supporting and I'm just there for her. But I got to love myself every day. I got to wake up and take care of me.
That's
what
right.
if she gonna work out for a whole year? I mean, I'm not gonna work out for a whole year. No, I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and keep myself ready and keep myself evolving in the universe. That autonomics gonna bring me what I need. I'm not worried about it, and I've never been without. So,
That sounds very, very good. Great advice, great input. Our time is up, but I will actually make this another episode because this is a lot, and I'm gonna bring you back, Yamasani, if that's all right, for the next one.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
We will connect and make sure that you'll be a part of the next one. The women's wants and needs in middle-aged women in relationships is April 4th. I might be able to. I want to do this again before that because I want to wrap this up right here because it's so important for women to know what men need, that they hear, sometimes you don't want to hear it from your brother or your cousin who's dealing with some stuff, or even the man that you're dating. You're not willing to hear it from him about the things that he needs and the hard truth. I think somebody said hard truth earlier in the conversation. I know I didn't want to hear that I was a control freak. I didn't want to hear that I had daddy issues. I didn't want to hear none of that, right? But I had to go to a source or a neutral place to get that information, which was my therapist. And for somebody, this podcast will be essential to their growth. We got to wrap this up. We got to finish this particular subject on another occasion, and we'll be within the next month. Anybody, we do our last words. Anybody want to contribute to our last words? Make about 15 seconds to 30 seconds about the wants and needs of middle-aged men in relationships from the top.
Yeah, I can say that the one thing is the wants and needs of a middle-aged man. I think a man should learn when to let go. Let go. It could be a close friend that you've had 30 years, a job you're holding on to, whatever it is, let go. And especially if you're feeling melancholy in a particular relationship or a situation where you don't know what the outcome is, let go. You're supposed to let go and let that autonomic happen. I just wanted to just kind of drive that in.
Cool. Sunshine.
Stay up, stay you, and know thyself before trying to get to know somebody else.
Please, brother, please, brother. Martin.
Well, like I said earlier tonight, a strong mind brings a strong soul. So therefore, continue to condition your mind and your soul will follow.
And Troy.
We live in a very strange world with strange times. Choose to be kind to those you don't know. Shower that love and it shall be showered on you.
Man, we got some fortune cookie writers up in here.
We deep, y'all. We deep.
My goodness.
The waters is deep.
Thank you for tuning into the Middlepage Podcast. Sponsored, powered, whatever you want to call it, by Blast Music 24/7. You can definitely reach the Middlepage Podcast on Blast. Subscribe, or you can reach us at our IG page, info.middlepage. I'm Sharita C.W. Dela Cruz. See you next week. Same bat channel, same bat time.
Peace, peace, peace.